Wow, we are live.
And now, since I'm double screening,
Ooh,
I am going to put this up on the big screen over here. I'll make this. Let's turn this down all the way.
that would be nice.
All the way. I'm on my way.
I thought you were singing "Let's Go All the Way."
What was that? Sly Fox?
Yeah, I believe it was. Yes.
And then redone "Piss Poor" by the Insane Clown Posse.
And see, you're out of my realm. You're in Taurus territory.
Which, by the way, who is it? Violent J, I think, is very, very sick.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Like Juggalo fever?
He's got something, but... All righty.
Oh,
I don't want to do this. I want to have the comments. I need the comments. There we go.
The StreamYard comments?
Comments, check. Let's see. Why will it not allow me to make comments?
Where?
On the live video feed. Share.
Sunny.
What's on your mind? Recording. Wait a minute. What is
$3.98.
What in the blue hell is going on? Okay, so that's there.
And we're here.
And
Nipsey's here. Or he was here.
it's not allowing me to make comments on this one.
Gail?
I don't know why. Whatever. Why can't I type into that?
Can you comment in the StreamYard chat window? Do you?
Yeah, I can comment in the StreamYard chat window, no problem.
And does it go through
Well,
all?
actually, no. No, I can only do private chat.
Okay. We're going to fix that next week. We're going to make it so you are also Mr. Throwback Thursday, and you will have the ability to just comment in the... Because I can post a comment in the StreamYard chat, and it will go out to all three
I think.
feeds. Yep,
Okay.
gotcha.
Good. I don't know why it was being a bitch, but it was being a bitch.
Right.
Thank
You ready?
for the coffee. The child has brought coffee. Love you.
Love child labor.
Good egg.
And on that note, I'll give you a 3 and 5.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I can't do it that way, but I can do it this way. So that's really all.
You can do it like this. You can do it like that. You can do it with a wiffle ball bat.
Ball bat. Okay.
So, Shri, who's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you the house that Big built, LeBron's house party, a 30-year anniversary, Cube could have been a murderer, and the return of one of the most disgraced names in hip-hop. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now we're about to whip trends. Street now.
And now, here's your host, Bill Winters, and Mr. Throwback himself, James Robinson.
And a pleasant good evening to everybody. Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 398. Coming at you live and direct from both New York and Virginia. Bill is up in New York. Jamie is down in Virginia. How are you, my friend?
I am well. As I told you earlier, I took some medication that I'm not used to taking, and it caused Uncle Rumpy to make an appearance. But aside from that, all is well. I don't have any issues this week like I had last week. You don't have any issues this week like you had last week, as
No,
the viewing audience can tell.
No, it's wonderful when you have high-speed internet. The IT department took a week to figure out what was going on, and now I am as fast as I can be and set up in my brand new location with my new mic stand here, as you can see. So I look a lot like you with that.
You do. That's good. Since we share a brain, we should share
a look.
Yes.
I went to made a trip to the Death Wish Coffee retail store this weekend.
So I saw.
So that was a lot of fun. What a nice storefront they have and everything. Got the Death Wish Coffee polo shirt, which I am rocking tonight, and bought Emily a couple of things because she is, she's the Death Wish kid too, including some coffee, which is in the elemental mug. Oh, Jamie went with the old Raz.
Yes,
I haven't used the Raz in a while. I should have gotten that.
I hadn't either. I've been using the UHHM one fairly regularly.
So hopefully I won't have any health issues this week. I had a little bout of GERD before, so I apologize.
That's where he says, "Oh my GERD."
GERD.
Danger.
It was dangerous. So if my voice sounds a little scratchy, it's because I had some severe stomach acid issues.
It's because he ate 43 tabs of chalk.
No, that actually is what helped make me feel
yes,
better.
I know.
I get the smoothie ones, the tongue smoothie ones. They're good. they work too. So.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're here for 398, 2 episodes away from the big 400.
Yes.
And it is.
And sometime during this episode, we're going to show you some.
Oh, we are going to drop some serious love.
Yes.
I haven't been this excited about anything with this show since the debut of Bill Reed's lyrics, which just came.
Yes, I posted it.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited. If you're a patron, you already know. You've seen all but one image, and which is going to be the main image that I show. So it'll be new to everybody, but patrons already know what's going on.
Right.
And for those of you listening who are not watching, you're going to have no clue what it is.
So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to Facebook and like the Mr. Throwback Thursday page.
Or become a patron where all the information is.
And I'm sure it's going to be posted on MrThrowbackThursday.com as well.
It will be posted everywhere as soon as I have the proper photo.
Right. But the photo we have tonight is still pretty good. So.
Yeah, it is.
So here we are, episode 398, standard menu for you this evening. We have some hip hop headlines. We have some woo news. We have a one and done that when you sent it to me, I did have to look it up.
Good.
A record of the week by an artist that somehow, some way, our friend Nipsey
clairvoyant this week.
Yeah, must have been clairvoyant about. I don't know who clairvoyant is, but I guess she's Mrs. Voyant's daughter. So
it's kind of like Shorty Shitstain and
no, it's nothing like Shorty Shitstain. We'll remind you who the artist of the month is. We have, I think, 2, maybe 3 more weeks of the artist of the month.
Yep.
We have this week and 2 more for the artist of the month. So
got it.
Remind you who that is. I will read some lyrics. We'll talk about fresh flicks. We will have our first football update of the year.
I have to look and see if I even have the bumper for that.
Well, it gives you something to do during one of the breaks.
During the break, yeah.
But let us get going. So for episode 398, would you please hit me with a little of that Triple H?
Yay.
This is Hip Hop Headline brought to you Mr. Throwback Thursday.
We'll get on it. It's your time.
It is my toin, and my toin is going to start with the New York Post. and I believe an article I sent you.
Yes. I listen when you actually go out and say, here's an article.
I think I sent you 2 this
You
week.
did, and they're both in the show.
Mm-hmm. So the New York Post brings us article number 1 for the episode 398.
Mm-hmm.
Notorious B.I.G.'s famed New York City apartment has hit the market. So I guess this is the one he said where he was
I don't know if this is the one he was
to-
hustling. No, I think this is the one that he lived in when he was a little bit older.
That's possible. But his New York City apartment has hit the market for the cool price of $1.7 million.
That's with an M.
That's with an M, yes.
Doesn't make it any better.
So I guess he owned this apartment back in 1994. He resided there with Faith Evans, his wife, and her daughter, China.
Who is now, isn't she on one of those TV shows now?
I think she is, yes. While he lived there, he released Ready to Die. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom duplex. It's just blocks away from Christopher Wallace Way. Yeah, which was just recently renamed. His childhood apartment now rents for more than $4,000 a month, which was at 226 St. James Place in Clinton Hill.
That's
the one that he was
hustling outside.
At. Yeah. You know,
get them doodle pampers.
So I can feed my daughter.
And buy her some doodle pampers.
And it was featured in the one of the 14 documentaries that was named made.
Yeah, they were all the same. Oh.
Oh, okay, well done. And they've got pictures of it on the New York Post, and it's a nice looking apartment. I don't know if it's $1.7 million worth.
Well, it's probably about 700,000, and then the million just because of who owned it.
Mm-hmm. But if you got 1.7 mil kicking around, and you want to own a piece of hip hop history, go buy Biggie's apartment.
Yeah, the one where he wrote and released "Ready to Die," not the one he grew up in.
Right, where he was hustling, trying to make some money so he could feed his daughter.
So I heard.
Next article: better than Space Jam.
Okay, I did not see the new Space Jam, which says a lot because it's on HBO Max for free.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I have Regal Unlimited, so I could go to the theater and see it and not pay anything extra.
No interest.
And I still didn't do it. It's not like I harbored any ill will toward LeBron. I want him to do well. It's just I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I want to see it with bad music? Because although there was a Quad City DJ song, it was a remix of "Welcome to the Space Jam."
This comes to us. This comes to us from Hot New Hip Hop. Rotimi reassures people that LeBron's House Party remake will be better.
Lucchini?
No.
Okay.
Will be better than Space Jam, which probably is not saying very
Make
much.
House Party look like House Party 2.
Switch. So anybody who's been fearing for the fate of the remake of House Party, which we have talked about a few times on here, can once again breathe. One of the film stars is Rotimi, one of them one-named people.
This is it, huh?
Yeah. That's Lucchini.
It's either that or I think about noodles.
No Camp Low anywhere here.
And no Rotini?
Yes, no Rotini. But Rotimi sat down with for an interview with TMZ and was confident that
this was it.
That this was going to be. Can't get away from this, can we?
No.
So shortly after Space Jam was released, they revealed that LeBron's production company, Spring Hill, is going to be doing this remake, A House Party. And there's a lot of people who saw Space Jam who are like, don't do us any favors.
Don't do that no more. Yeah.
Rotimi says, we challenged each other on this, man. We knew that creating a generational movie like that and touching that legacy, we have to bring our A game. I I don't necessarily know if that's enough to convince me.
No, he could come out and sing it. This is it, huh? And I go, maybe I might be down for the House Party 37, but
not necessarily.
Unless he says it,
yeah,
I can't think of anything else. If it's not Lucchini,
I'll wait for it to come on HBO, and when I got nothing better to watch, and I'm channel flipping, I'll be like, "Oh, this is on."
I have watched House Party, Tonight's the Night, or something like that, or This Is It. What? Yeah. It was something like that where Kid and Play showed up in the last 2 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
I watched that one because it was on. It could have been on Nickelodeon or something dumb like that. That's about the level of film quality we were at. I'll watch it. Like, I'm sure one of these days it'll be raining outside or it'll be cold, and I'll be like, let me check out that LeBron Space Jam and see how bad it was.
And then 10 minutes into it, you're like, where's Lamageddon?
This ain't it, huh?
God damn you. Well, I know what this week's episode is.
I might just play us out into the break with Lucchini.
But I can't say I'm looking forward to it either. I'm certainly not watching Space Jam, and I'm probably not watching House Party.
You know why I don't want to watch Space Jam? Even though this article is about House Party. The Monstars.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get Method Man. You don't get who else was in that.
You have to tell me. I didn't see the original either.
No, they did the hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em low, hit 'em low. That song. It was a really good song, and it was in the video. It was the Monstars that were coming out to that.
That's something to look up on the break, I guess.
Yeah. Our research department is working tonight away from our show.
Yes.
Well, they're working their second job.
We're on a different night.
We are.
Because I have internet tonight.
Yes, last night would have been mobile data.
Yes. Next article, Common Sense Freestyle. Hip Hop DX brings us this one. And
yeah.
What the hell is my dog howling at out there? Can we not? Jesus H. Christ, man.
This is it, pup.
All right, let's count that back in.
Let's do that with a tree. Woo's your mama?
Article 3 of Hip Hop Headlines, Common Sense Freestyle, comes to us from hiphopdx.com. And you refer to him as Common Sense, which kind of messed with me when I first saw the notes.
Well, that's what it's just like I will always call Yasin Bey Mos Def. Because that's who he was when I was introduced to him. Right. Common was Common Sense when I was introduced to him. So that's who I will always refer to him as.
Well, Common apparently busted out an 8-minute freestyle.
Yes.
In over Raekwon and Group Home classics for just because he could.
I'm already in if you get Group Home because that means that's a premiere beat.
Yep.
So
Common was on a press tour in promotion of his album A Beautiful Revolution Part 2. Which
Electric Boogaloo.
Which came out last Friday, by the way. So I'm going to have to find that and listen to it. See if that is record of the week worthy.
You never know.
I'm sure it probably is. It's Common.
You know you're going to listen to it and go, this is it. Rotini said so.
Rotini, yes. So it only made sense.
Common sense at that.
Common sense. To make his return to the LA Leakers last Throwback Thursday with a bristling 8-minute freestyle, puncturing a pair of 90s classics. First, Common shreds Premier's twitchy Livin' Proof beat, courtesy of Group Home. He mentioned several pop culture staples, including the likes of Naomi Osaka, Allen Iverson. Man, we're talking practice. Jadakiss, and pays tribute to the late, great Biz Markie. So there's some lyrics here. Like, they broke in my crib and seen Oscars, Emmys, Grammys. Damn, he near an EGOT and he's still hip-hop. I'm the rap what bird is to bebop. what AI is to Reebok, what Jada is to D-Block. The game needs a detox, he raps. But that's not a hint for Ice Cube to release that shit.
For Dr. Dre.
For Dr. Dre to release that shit. Because I don't think that's ever seen the light of day.
Nope. I'll tell you, it's going to be like one of those Prince classics. It's just stuck in the vault and nobody ever hears it.
The beat takes a turn midway through and switches to RZA's production on Raekwon's Incarcerated Scarfaces off of Only Built for Cuban Links. And he says, Kaepernick of this rap shit. You see, I ain't playing with these goofy ass rappers. I do movies. I know actors. It's all in your face. You ain't never been proactive.
Did he say like Kaepernick because he ain't playing? Is that what he said?
Yes, I believe that's exactly what he said. Kaepernick of this rap shit. You see, I ain't playing with these goofy ass rappers.
Okay. So subliminal there.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the proper delivery. I may have assumed that he said something.
No, he most definitely did. Yes.
He Yasin Bey did.
Yasin Bayfully did. Yes, he did. Yasin Bayfully. There you go. I like that one. I can use that one in the future. So anyway, Common showered with praise for these freestyle bars. Some of hip hop's, legends were like, damn, Common still got it. Beautiful Revolution hit streaming services at midnight. Guest artists on that: Black Thought, PJ, Brittany Howard, Marcus King, Sean Cuddy, and more. So
Sean Kemp, what?
Not Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp's 455 pounds.
And he was a member of the Supersonics.
He was. And the Lakers beat them from
what I've been told.
On a certain day.
January 20th, 1992.
Which was a good day. Now that's an anniversary.
Yes.
And that's the article, or the title of the next article. Now that's an anniversry.
Exactly. Now that's what we call music. No.
Yourweb.com. EUR web.com. And Naughty by Nature are celebrating the 30th anniversary of their self-titled debut album.
30 years
is an anniversary. That's
yes. And, when we think, because we don't exist on the same plane as a lot of people, we're on a different timeline. You say 30 years ago to me, I'm not thinking Naughty by Nature. I'm thinking Grandmaster Caz.
Yeah.
That's in my brain. That's 30 years.
Because we will not acknowledge that the last 15 years have existed.
They have not. So it's very weird.
Although
to hear
both of our children are old enough to, Grammy Award-winning legendary hip-hop group Naughty by Nature. They give a fuck about a goddamn Grammy.
They do.
They're set to celebrate the 30-year anniversary of their self-titled album released in 1991. That's what kills me, is you think 30 years ago, it's 1991. Yeah. And I still very much remember what we were doing in the early 90s.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to the point where I've forgotten that stuff or where I need to be fed with a spoon or...
Although you do need to be fed Tums before a show. So you may be getting there.
Depending on what I've eaten for lunch, apparently.
Yes.
Few bands in music can boast an almost 30-year career that has been both consistent and history-making. And we have said many times in the past that Naughty by Nature is one of the more underrated groups because people constantly sleep on how good Tretch is. We had this conversation with B when I was down there.
Yeah, because they go OPP, Hip Hop Hooray, all the big hits. Okay, and that's what they were. They were party songs, but dig a little deeper. I mean, Yoke the Joker. Just play that and just listen to Tretch go off on that.
And originally, you remember what their name was originally?
No, I know it was a way different look, and it was like, wasn't it New Something?
It was New Style.
Yes. Yeah.
They began performing at talent shows and were discovered back then by another emerging artist at the time, Queen Latifah. It's just plain Dana today. Latifah's on vacation. So she signed them to her management company, Flavor Unit. She helped them land a deal with Tommy Ain't My Boy Records. And they released Naughty by Nature in 1991. 1991. With what you mentioned, OPP and the other very radio-friendly songs, which I'm surprised OPP was as friendly as it was.
That's because the way he put it out there. How can I explain it?
So, 1991, Naughty by Nature, 30 years. And then, of course,
Productions.
They had other follow-ups, 1993, Poverty's Paradise, Nature's Fury. Breakup in 1999 led the group to do some personal things amongst themselves. But I know they've gotten back together for a lot of these reunion tours.
A lot of tours, I
mean, Vinrock developed Naughty Gear, which was one of the first clothing lines. So I think he was one of the first ones too online. Naughtybynature.com was like one of the first hip hop themed websites.
Yeah.
Vin was all about this.
Friend of the show, Vinrock.
Tretch went into acting, of course. KG went on to produce Luther Vandross, Biggie, Jaheim. So it's not like they just fell off the earth after they broke up. Naughty by Nature got shit done.
And then they brought us the Youngsters.
The Youngsters.
Yes. And I believe that there will be a tie-in tonight to one of our records.
I believe you're right as well. Our next article is the other one that I sent you. And you have titled it. When you titled it, I was thinking, this article isn't about Cypress Hill. Because you titled this one, How I Could Just Kill a Man.
Yes. Side note, you bring up Cypress Hill.
I do.
My wife's cousin's husband, his assistant is married to Sendog.
That's some 6 degrees of separation.
It is.
Right there. Very cool. So maybe we have some roundabout connections to get Sendog on the show. You never know.
I may make a phone call or two and see what I can see.
One never knows, does one?
No.
Page6.com from the New York Post. If you don't want it on page 6, don't do it. That's what they say. Ice Cube admits in an interview that he once nearly killed a man for swindling his mother out of $20. That was not a good day.
It was not. He needed about $350.
In a new interview, Ice Cube admits he nearly killed a neighbor for swindling his mother out of $20. He says, somebody I knew and went to school with, who we knew was heavy on drugs, had went around to my house and gave my mother some cockamamie story, so she gave him $20, and I was pissed.
I gave him $1.
I gave him about $350. And this was on In Depth with Graham Benzinger.
Okay.
He could have told this story on the Mr. Throwback Thursday show.
He could have.
We would have let him. But anyway, he says,
you violated
me and my family, he went on, because you knew you wasn't ever going to give that $20 back. So me and friends was going around the corner to kill him, and he wasn't home. Thank God. Thank God he wasn't home. He goes, it would have been stupid. We were young and we was mad. We had a weapon, and that shit was going to happen. It would have been stupid, and I wouldn't be sitting here if it did.
It's a very doughboy thing to do.
They asked him if he has considered how his life would have turned out if he had gone through with it. And he says, yeah, like I said, I'm glad he wasn't there, because nobody should die over $20.
Over $20? No.
The incident happened very shortly before Cube joined NWA. A little group you might have heard of. It blew up, so we were basically amazed as everybody else at the success of NWA, because at the time it was just against the grain. He told Jalen Rose on Jalen Rose's Renaissance Man podcast, which is part of the New York Post.
Mhm.
And I've listened to a few things on the Jalen Rose podcast. It's actually very good.
Nice.
You ought to listen to one or two episodes on that.
Sure.
Jalen Rose is actually a very smart guy.
Unlike us.
Unlike us. Not too many people was doing hip hop in that style, and we were, but we weren't underground, you know? It was amazing to see that it took off that big, and then we was on the ride. You know, it's like being on a roller coaster, 35-year roller coaster ride that hasn't stopped yet, but it would have if that
And
dude
I just
was
killed
home.
a man.
If that dude was home. So
And he was it. That was it, huh?
wrong place, right time, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. Our last article of hip hop headlines, this one kind of hurts a little bit. I mean, we knew from other stories, but now it's
This is a whole new.
yeah.
Hey, in the past,
We have mentioned. In fact, it was like 3 or 4 years ago now.
yes, and we will say African Bambatas, who we're about to talk about. We had mentioned in the past that things look kind of strange where these guys came out of the woodwork, and definitely not saying that they were lying. But all these people came out of the woodwork saying these things that Africa Bambaataa did. And then the minute Bam stepped down as the leader of the Zulus, everything went away. And I don't know if it's because statute of limitations had expired. I'm not saying that these people just faded.
There might have been some non-disclosure agreements or some
right, but I'm saying it was no longer newsworthy. Is
Right.
what I mean by it went away. They could still be pursuing. I don't know.
might have been a gag order.
Right, but all of a sudden everything got quiet.
Nothing. Bam, pow, boom,
Nothing.
nothing.
But does that make him any less of a disgusting human being? No. It actually makes it worse if it is something that he did and then got away with just because people couldn't bring themselves to bring it up in time.
Which it hurts us to say.
Yes.
Because we liked Bambaataa.
Well, yeah,
So-
he was a founding father.
Mhm.
You know, it's a tough thing. It's, you know, it was like Bill Cosby. Yeah, we can all joke about the stuff, but everybody grew up looking up to Bill Cosby. He was, for the most part, he was a clean comedian.
People looked up to me, but I looked down on them once I stuck the Quaaludes in the
While they
drinks
were
and
sleeping.
passed out. Rah.
But yeah, and I'm sure that someday we will be able to joke about what happened to Bam, although it is, in my opinion, much more disgusting than what Bill did.
Absolutely. They're both disgusting.
Yes.
But when one involves children, that's, you know, it's if you're talking about 2 words and you can't even say one of them, that's the worst word. So,
Exactly. Yes. The highest of shitstivity.
yeah. This comes to us from pitchfork.com, which is kind of appropriate because it seems like the pitchforks are out.
Yeah.
Bambaataa is being sued for child sex trafficking between 1991 and 1995, and this is a new lawsuit.
Yes. This is fresh off the blocks here. This is not a or a resurfacing of the last accusers, which I do believe had statutes run out.
I think they did, but I don't know the legalities of any of that.
Well, there are new laws now, which I believe you will read in this article, which helps
the victims.
Yes, because it is after disclosure is when the time starts.
Right. So Bambaataa is being sued by a man who claims that the hip hop pioneer abused him and sex trafficked him from 91 to 95, beginning when the accuser was only 12 years old. Bambaataa would have been about 33 or 34 at the beginning of the period in question. This lawsuit was filed in New York State Supreme Court back on August 4th. Of course, the plaintiff is being confidentially identified as John Doe. Plaintiff does live in the Bronx, filed a lawsuit under the state's 2019 Child Victims Act, which opened up a limited time window for adults to sue over childhood sexual abuse, regardless of when it allegedly occurred. There's your legal
right
there. According to this lawsuit, John Doe repeatedly sexually abused and sex trafficked by Bambaataa at the Bronx River Houses public housing project where they both were living. John Doe and his lawyers claim that Bambaataa eventually began to inappropriately touch John Doe in his private areas while he was in Bambaataa's apartment. They also allege that Bambaataa eventually encouraged John Doe to watch pornographic videos while in the apartment, which progressed to mutual masturbation and sodomy. I should have put a warning on this. It's going to get nasty.
Yes. Well, at this point, if people are listening to our show, they know who Bam is, and they know if his name is being mentioned, it's going to get ugly at this point.
Yeah. And it doesn't get any better as we go further down. Additionally, they allege that John Doe became a victim of sex trafficking as Bambaataa would transport him to other locations and offer him for sex to other adult men. So he was basically pimping him out.
Yes, within his little sicko ring.
During these encounters, Bambaataa would watch as John Doe was sodomized by other adult men. So, as a result of this alleged abuse and trafficking, I have to throw alleged in there, although I'm not.
Until there's a conviction, yes, you have to say alleged, but we can believe whatever we want to believe.
John Doe claims he has suffered physical injury, severe and permanent emotional distress, mental anguish, depression, and embarrassment. And if all of this is true, then fuck yeah, he would have.
Yeah.
John Doe also says he's been unable to keep a steady job, which is probably because of the emotional distress and the anguish and all that. I mean, he's the poor guy is probably completely just mentally damaged goods at this point. The legal causes of action listed in the lawsuit are assault, civil battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, and gross negligence.
There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Now, a lawyer for John Doe named Hugo Ortega told Pitchfork, quote, "The New York Child Victims Act has finally provided a legal means for child victims of sexual abuse to hold those like Africa Bambaataa responsible for the psychological and physical injuries caused to their victims. We will aggressively pursue justice for our client in this case, who the evidence will show was horribly abused by Mr. Bambaataa." A booking agent for Bambaataa listed on his social media did not respond to multiple emails seeking comment. I mean, what the fuck is he going to say anyway?
Exactly. I mean, anything he says is not going to go well.
And according to online records viewed by Pitchfork, Bambaataa has not yet entered legal responses to the complaint. So, again, this is on the heels, and we talked about, I guess it was 5 years ago now. It was in 2016. Ronald Savage, if you remember that name, he came forward first with the allegations that Bambaataa abused him several times in 1980 when Savage was only 15 years old.
Yeah.
Well, I think we found out Bambaataa's the Savage here.
Yeah. Now, so, I got a question for you. Playing off of it, not that this is a topic that we like to discuss, but coming off of this, how do you look back now at Biggie's song Dreams? It's like, I think 94. That was off Ready to Die. Where he's talking about all these R&B women that he wants to be with and what he would do and all this stuff. During that song, now Biggie's 22 at this point?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
During this song, one of the things he says is make Raven Simone call date rape. Now, at that point, Raven Simone is 8 years old. Why is this included in this? You know, he's talking about all these R&B singers, you know. All right, you know.
There's no reason to throw that name in there at all.
No. An 8-year-old.
Because at that point, she would have been the little Huxtable on Cosby Show.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a Biggie fan anyway. So
no, but that's one of those things that just gets looked over because it's a little itty bitty line in a verse. I mean, I don't think that song originally came out on the album. I think that was in a re-release or something. I mean, I had heard it, but never focused on specific. You know, you hear Mary J, you hear Jeanne, you hear all these names in there, but you don't stop and go, wait, what did he just say?
Are you able to pull up that song, that part of the song right now? I mean, because I got to be honest with you. I know I probably subliminally heard it. And like you said, didn't think anything of it. But now that we put it in the timeline,
yep,
that's disturbing as fuck, man.
Let's see what we got here. It says 2005 remaster is what I have here.
When was the song originally released? Let's see.
Think about the sexy singers that I want to sex. I probably go to jail for fucking Patti LaBelle. Ooh, Regina Bell. She probably trip it ain't easy, but it's so easy. 411 dreams of playing. What I'm saying.
Let's see.
I'm just playing and all of I'm saying. I put Shantae more pussy in stitches. I fuck RuPaul before I fuck them ugly ass escape bitches. You can 76 to 69, try 68. Make Raven Simone call date break. Only
Right there.
That's disturbing as fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you don't think about. It just goes right by you until, and I'm not gonna say cancel Biggie. Don't ever listen to. That's not what I'm saying.
I mean, she was born in 1985.
A number. So she would have been.
She would have been like 6. Ready to Die was what? 91?
No, 94.
94? Okay,
yeah.
So she would have been 9.
Yeah.
Ugh. No, you know what? Not that I listen to him anyway, but fuck Biggie Smalls, man.
Yeah.
The fuck is that about?
I don't know. It's just one of those things. I went, wait, he said what? I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I might end up throwing that one up on Twitter just to see if I can't get some traction on this shit. We all just gonna ignore the fact that Biggie Smalls said that Raven Simone could call date rape back in 1994 when she would have been 9 years old.
Yeah.
When he's talking about singers that he wanted to pound. Fuck him, man.
Yep.
And fuck, and you know what? I understand he was the Amon Ra and everything, but fuck Bambaataa too.
Yeah, no, he is one of those that he will probably end up on my separate the artist from the art list, and I will still listen to the Soul Sonic Force.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because he was a member.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just. But yeah, he's on the Bill Cosby list for me now.
Yeah, the Bill Cosby list, the Michael Jackson list.
Yep.
The, all those types of lists. Anybody else we could think of now?
The CeeLo Green list.
Yeah, it's funny. We mentioned CeeLo over the weekend, and Janelle doesn't know the story of the,
the accusations, the allegations.
It ain't rape if she ain't conscious or whatever he said.
Yeah.
So she didn't know that story. She just said, I think CeeLo's got a good voice. And I was like, yeah.
When he's whispering to you while you're knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
But Bill Cosby isn't saying, I think I'm crazy.
No, because he actually is. It's not a thought process.
So that's a good one to end hip-hop headlines on. Fuck Bambaataa and fuck Biggie Smalls now. So
I heard he was the illest.
Another word for ill is sick.
Mm-hmm.
So with that coming to light, he might fucking be right. So I think it's time for us to take our first break of the evening.
Sound like a plan.
When we come back, we'll have some woo news, and then we're going to get into some records on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 398. See, because I'm not a huge Biggie fan, I hadn't listened to that very often.
Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things that
I never put the time frame in there
because you didn't listen to Biggie then.
Ravens, no, I'm thinking of it in terms of now. I was like, Raven Simone's 35 years old, but I didn't think of it as 1994. Raven Simone's fucking 8.5 years old.
Yeah. Yep. It was always, from the first time I figured I caught that verse. After that, it was going back on. Maybe I didn't hear that right. Let me run it. I actually went over to Genius to look it up because I'm like, I can't be quite hearing that right. I said, it sounds like he's saying date rape.
Yeah.
Well, that's because that's what he said. That's why it sounded like that. We got two tracks there.
Yeah, and even if you look it up the song on Wikipedia, in the song, Biggie takes aim at 20 of his favorite R&B singers and lists what he'd like to do to them, including Mary J, Patti LaBelle, Mariah Carey, RuPaul,
all the girls from Jade.
Yeah, Chaka Khan, who didn't take offense. Raven Simone was 8 years old when he rapped the line, "Make Raven Simone called date rape," and nobody said shit about it.
Nope. Like I said, and I don't know if that's one of those just because it went by most people at the time. Because, at least 50% of the people who listen to Biggie only know the chorus of his songs.
Mm-hmm.
They say, I listen to Biggie. Love when you call me Big Papa. Yeah, all the chorus. But, you don't pay attention to anything else.
Ugh.
I don't know. It's just one of those lines that caught me one day. It was a few years ago. I went, wait, what? So, So is anybody here still? I know it says we got people here, but
It says we got 2 people here.
I got 5 on my end. So, because you only see Facebook.
Yeah.
I got Twitch and YouTube, and I want to put something up to show people, but if nobody's here to see it, did it really happen?
So, a guy I referee hockey for put up a thing about one of Kanye's records being like an all-time great, and he's like, "Don't at me." I said, "I'll fucking at you." I said, "Kanye's fucking garbage, dude." He goes, "You'll be hearing that call is as bad as your Kanye take," and I'll say, "If that call is like my Kanye take, I should be in the fucking NHL."
Okay, Nipsey's here, so that's good. He'll get a viewing. If nobody else is here, it's going to be Nipsey's private viewing, so you can be his private dancer.
Dancer for money.
Do what you want me to do. All right, what we got here?
So we just going to pretend that Biggie didn't make mention of date raping Raven Simone.
All right, well, I'm going to put this up on the screen because Nipsey's here. He says he's here. So we've been in touch with our friends over at Sunset Hill Stoneware, who, as many of you know, make all of our mugs, all of our fancy mugs. And we threw an idea at them and knocked it out of the park. Is that a fair assessment, Bill?
Knocked it out of the park. They knocked it out of the fucking stadium.
All right, so we're going to throw it up on the screen here for those of you who would like to look at it. Let's get rid of this little banner thing here. Let's take that out so everybody can see it. That will be the medallion on our next mug. With best I can tell, we're looking at like January, so no rush. My goal would be to get this out on January 20th for National Good Day. But I don't know if we're going to make it in time. Thank you, Alan. Yes, it is. The amount of Good Day
I just
references.
tweeted that out, by the way, if you want to look at Twitter.
Well, I heard you say most of it.
Yeah.
There are so many It's a Good Day
Gail likes it too.
references in here I mean, you're going to have to look at them all yourself, but you get Short Dog's house over here. You got your own TV wraps on the TV. The Goodyear blimp, yes, sir. Shake
And
them
you know
up.
what? Notice what it says.
Well, of course.
It says ice cubes of him.
And then you got some over here. You can't really see it so well, but it says Lakers beat Supersonics on the newspaper. Kim's open all night. Fat Burger.
Richard's deep drill in the back.
Yeah, I want to see if anybody gets that one.
The license plate on the car.
Yep. So there's some really cool details in here. A lot of which you're going to have to get the mug to find them. But this will be the glaze. For those of you who can see it, this royal green into black.
It's basically the same glaze as the Elemental mug.
If you're a patron, yes, most people.
Yes, which most people that are on here are, I think.
I would think so. Yes.
Is Alan a patron?
No.
Oh, then Alan doesn't have that mug, so he.
No, that was a patron only mug. So we've never done an official mug in this glaze.
In the green glaze, right?
And nor has anyone ever seen a mug with this type of medallion. This is the most badass medallion ever.
Yeah, Sunset Hill.
With a little tweak from our friend Pumice.
Yes. Just everybody involved with this mug went above and beyond what we ever would have thought was possible, to be honest with you.
Yeah. There was one thing that was not possible. But
no, we
I
tried.
Can't knock them.
We tried. We wanted to do a green backfill on the car.
Just on the car, yeah.
But they were not able to do that.
No.
Gail, did you notice that I have on my brand new Death Wish polo shirt for the evening?
Polo. Do you have your Cool G Rap one on?
I do not have my Cool G Rap. That's in the Road to the Riches, which is down in the laundry room.
Yes. So
plus it made me talk like sex.
Whatever that is.
Apparently it's with a lisp. So.
Yes.
Talk like sloppy sex.
Talk like biz.
How's wizard?
So yeah, so that's the new hotness that will be hitting the street. Like I said, I believe January.
Old and busted.
New hotness. Yes, and I wanted to make 92 of them because anyone who has our mugs, aside from the fundraiser mug, anyone who has our mugs knows that each of them are numbered for a reason. Each of the numbers shares some significance with the show or with us. Or this one, I wanted to do 92 because that was when the good day happened. But I'm afraid
that's a big outlier.
for us, that's a lot. We're not some big company that can, just throw a few $1,000s out there and then eat it. So I had to pick a number that we could move. And then, if we're going to get more, we can get more. But
so he picked 1989 because that's a number.
That's a number.
No, he didn't pick that.
No, mug's coming out in January. I have a birthday in December. It is a landmark birthday, if you will.
It is.
If you will.
If you will.
So
landmark
that is how many mugs there are going to be. So if you want this mug,
when it comes out,
I would recommend becoming a patron because patrons get the first 24 hours.
Sell out in the patron window.
It very well may, because I already know people who were talking about multiples, and I don't mean two. So you may want to join up.
Because I do know that somebody's going to buy this thing and put it immediately on eBay for like $1,000.
And then get us sued.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are taking place.
But yeah, I cannot wait to see this one.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
And did you show him the shape?
No, I don't know if I have that picture. Hold on. Well, and I have this. This was before they gave me the mock-up. I do not have the shape. It's gonna be a wide mouth. 16-ounce wide mouth mug. If I could go over here and find this, and I can go over here and I can find this, and I can find Bill, where I sent him the picture of such a thing. I could pull up the Patreon page too, because I posted it all there for people.
I think you did.
But here, let's put this screen over on this screen, and we'll just throw this up. It's gonna be that shape.
Not red, of course.
No.
And there won't be a Dr. Pepper logo on it.
I hope not, because that is not what we pay for. I'll bring this back over here and put this over here. Try to drop it in its place. Doesn't want to go in place. So we'll close that screen. But that's okay. We don't need that screen open. But yeah, so anyway. That's what we're looking at. Yep. And we will keep you posted when we get more information. Like, because I have an actual mock-up of the mug, but it was when we were going to do a different style.
Right.
So it's not the actual mock-up of the mug. It's a mock-up of the mug we were going to do before we changed it.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be this mug style. But then we already had one like that.
We did. And
just for the mug people out there, our show will forever have mugs that do this at the top, that flare out. You will never see a mug that curves in at the top or a mug that goes straight up, because they leak coffee out of my face. And
that's the important thing. We have to drink coffee out of them because we use our mugs.
Yes, it's all about drinking coffee. But anyway, what do we have coming up now?
We have Woo News coming up.
We do, which means I need this, not that.
You can get with this. Or you can get with that.
I need to come here, and I need to go down to the W. And I need to get some woo news. And that's right here. And yes, I know, Ghost. Hold on. We'll get there. All right. So if you are prepared.
Am I ever prepared?
No. We'll put this on the screen here. And we'll come over here and we'll do this with a Shri. Who's your mama?
Extra, read all about it. Houdini dropped another one in everybody's face. And dig it, they call this one Grandmaster D's fucking beat.
What's up? This is the great Grandmaster D from the legendary rap group Houdini. And you listen to Jenny and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursday. Don't touch that dial.
Yo, 1 2 1 2. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface straight from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. Y'all know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays, Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and Old Dirty Bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Shimmy, y'all.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 398. It is indeed time for Woo News. We have two pieces of Woo News for you this week. And our first one comes to us from HITC.com. Now, I know DITC is digging in the crates.
Yes.
What would HITC be?
Hiding in the crates?
That was my thought, too. I don't know why I thought hiding, but that was the first word that came to my brain anyway. But welcome to HITC.com, because we get news from everywhere.
We do.
And you have called this one Ghost Family.
Mm-hmm.
And we're, of course, talking about the Toast Face Gorilla. and how his kids have followed in their father's musical footsteps, which, is a perfect segue into the fact that it is now time for season 2 of Wu-Tang: An American Saga.
It is. I'm about 3 episodes in.
I haven't seen any of them yet, but that's what happens when you don't have internet. So,
Yeah.
All right, Alan. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you when we see you.
Yeah, we are here usually every Monday, and
Usually
most definitely
Monday.
every Thursday.
Yes.
Audio.
But season 2 of Wu-Tang: An American Saga finally dropped on Hulu. Fans were shocked after watching Toast face Gorilla. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Shot in the neck. So, of course, the fictional drama follows the making of the Wu-Tang Clan back from 1992. And everybody knows all the members because you just heard Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker tell them to you. Yeah.
Toast face Gorilla. His son, Dennis Ames, who goes by the stage name Sun God, is a rapper just like his father. Sun God joined forces with Intel, the son of U God. Power, the son of Clifford Smith, professionally known as
H-O-D, man.
And Young Dirty Bastard, son of the late Old Dirty Bastard.
Oh, I thought that was Capadonna's kid.
And they formed the second generation of Wu-Tang called Second Generation Wu.
Well, that makes sense.
Toastface also has another son who raps called Supreme Intelligence. He appeared in a 2014 rap freestyle for Forbes DVD with his father and Sun God. His third son, Infinite Coles, also pursues music.
Yes. Infinite, which you will see, is his firstborn. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yes. The rapper also has a daughter, although not much is known about her, and her name has never been publicly revealed.
I like that.
So,
like, you are Ghostface Killer. Everybody in the world knows you.
Because you put yourself out there to be known.
Right. Your children who are in the music industry
have put themselves out there to be known.
But your family that is not old enough to or has not chosen to be in the music industry, nobody knows who they are. People know, but the general public does not know. Like Run's kids, they were on Run's house. Everybody knew all their names.
Mm-hmm. But it's funny because Infinite Coles told Cracked Magazine, not Cracked Magazine.
Oh, that would have been so much better.
That they weren't very close to their father, stating, "I'm not really close to my real dad like that. My uncle's."
You noticed the pronoun.
Yeah, I did. My uncle has been taking care of me as long as I can remember, so he is definitely one of my biggest inspirations. Infinite has always known that he was gay and explained to Nylon in 2017 that the use of homophobic slurs in their father's songs led to two of them becoming distant. So apparently he uses he and they pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "It annoyed me and it made me feel like I was being shoved into the closet. It made me feel like Wu-Tang was talking about me."
That's got to be some heavy shit.
Yeah. So, however, Infinite did say there's no shade towards his father. The two of them were working towards building a healthier relationship.
Yeah. So not only are you in the shadow of Wu-Tang Clan growing up, not only are you gay and having to deal with that, but you are gay and listening to your dad's group throw homophobic slurs around.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Now,
that is way too much shit to deal with.
What is your take on that? Now, I know we just talked before we came into Woo News about Biggie saying some pretty awful shit
mm-hmm.
in a song.
Yes.
Now, I have stated in the past that you remember Morgan Wallen, the country music guy who was
the guy who got thrown off of Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, and basically
that's the only reason I know that is the only reason I know who that dude is, because he was supposed to be on Saturday Night Live.
Dropped by his label and basically had to eat a shit ton of humble pie and a lot of crow because he was caught on video in a drunken stupor dropping the N-word.
Okay.
So I made a point when he did that of saying, you can't do that. You just can't do that. And I got inundated by people saying, well, that's pretty rich coming from you listening to the type of music you listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, music is a performance art. It's a lot like acting. Have you seen the movie The Longest Yard? Stone Cold Steve Austin drops the N-word in it because he's portraying a character. He's portraying somebody that is not him.
Right. This hillbilly dude was himself.
I made the comparison that music is a lot like acting that way. And when you're recording a song as a performance artist, that is not you. You are playing a character in a song.
Unless you're Keith Murray.
Unless you're Keith Murray, then.
Well, that's why rappers have alter egos. They have different names that it is not them. They may have drawn from their own personal experiences and put them out as that other person.
But now I'm kind of feeling hypocritical about myself because I'm just sitting here realizing that I don't have a problem with artists in songs, in rap songs, or black artists in general dropping the N-word.
Right.
I do kind of have a problem with any artist dropping homophobic slurs. I mean, Eminem dropped a shit ton of them. The fact that he performed and apparently is close with Elton John, I don't think that gives you a pass.
No, well, that's just I'm not going to run around and drop an N-bomb.
I'm not going to drop an N-bomb. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we eliminated that word from the show all those weeks ago, and we started using the word Nickelback.
Yes.
Aside from that, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, we had friends in school that would call me that, black friends that would
call us both that when we were together, especially when we were bringing 40s to parties and
right. But it's not. So to say that we have a card and we can use that would be insane.
No, we have a card to be called that by certain people.
Yes.
That is not a two-way card.
No. And that's the problem. That's what people don't see.
If that's an Uno card, that is not a reverse card.
No, that is a skip
card. I'm glad you were thinking the same thing I was.
Well, yes, it's the brain thing.
But now, like I said, I just went off on Biggie for making mention of what he made mention of in a song. But can I give a pass to I can't give a pass to any artist who's dropping hateful homophobic stuff.
No, I'm with you there.
And you want to know what's even worse? I was listening to a Bill Burr record the other day, and I find Bill Burr to be funny as hell. But there is a routine that he does talking about the guys he grew up with, not necessarily him, because you have to remember Bill Burr, if he's not married to, is at least at the time was dating a black woman.
Okay.
But I think he ended up marrying her. I think his wife is black. So he drops sometimes that word, not often. But the other thing that he does too, he talks about all of his buddies in the Boston area, how
he's from Boston. No way.
Oh, yeah, I know, like you couldn't tell. But he drops the English colloquialism for a bundle of sticks or a cigarette butt quite often. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the homophobic slur that rhymes with a larvalated fly. Let's put it that way. If you open your garbage and you see maggots, then you know what I'm talking about. I found that routine because I know the type of people he's talking about,
right,
to be hysterical. But again, is stand-up comedy a performance art? Was he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the guys he grew up with.
Right. So he is telling you a story.
But does that excuse him from being able to say the word? I don't know. I kind of feel
from what you're telling me,
it.
though, he is not. He's using
not
someone else's words, and he's telling you what happened over there.
In fact, he tells a story that people were calling him that growing up. And how it, how it affects you as a person. He goes, that's the reason why men can't like see a puppy and like it or go buy a pumpkin or anything, because especially in Boston, all your friends are like, what are you?
Yeah. But okay, I couldn't tell you the last time I heard somebody use that word in my circles. We'll go there. But back in, like, say when we were in high school, that's not what the people meant when they were saying it. It was like calling you, and I'm not supposed to say this anymore, but calling you retarded.
Right.
They didn't believe that you had a mental deficiency, and it wasn't a slur that they were saying. It was just a word that kids said, saying, quit being dumb. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
That other word was in that same realm of
basically meant you were being a wimp.
Sometimes, yes. But that's one of those things. I could call you an idiot. I didn't mean that you were, not smart.
IQ was less than 50.
Right. But it was just a word that people said before it became, and I'm not saying it was right to say it.
No, I mean, when we were young, ignorance was bliss. And,
right.
And a lot of times, I don't think as we were growing up, we even knew what the words meant when we used them.
No.
And then we found out, you really shouldn't say that because this is what it means. Seriously? Well, then I'll stop saying it because I didn't know.
Yep. Yeah. That is okay. So as far as performance goes.
And I never said that type of stuff in front of my parents, because I'm sure the first time I did, I would have been very much explained what those words meant.
Yes.
And probably swallowed a bar of Safeguard and told not to ever do it again.
Yeah. Kevin Smith always does stuff like that, uses terms that will make the average person cringe, but he always puts those words in the dumbest character's mouth, so you understand how dumb these things are, and you shouldn't say them. Say, look, if this guy is saying it, what do you think? Really? But he's caught a lot of flack over some of the things that his characters have said in movies because he writes the words.
Right.
And he explains, I do this to show how wrong it is, how stupid it is. If this is the character that is thinking this way, you should see, wow, how dumb is that?
I used a lot of that when the kids were growing up, when they would slip up and use certain curse words. Now, I don't think there's any reason for anybody under the age of, 14 to be dropping F-bombs.
No.
I'll throw his name out there. Wyatt slipped up one day and dropped an F-bomb because he forgot he wasn't in middle school and that he was at home.
Right.
Because kids will say a lot different things.
I know we did.
Amongst their friends than they do around the house. And I just looked at him and I said, what did you say? And he knew right away that he was in trouble.
Oh, the wrong word came out of my head.
But I told him, I said, look, you ever hear the term in golf, a mulligan? I said, this is your mulligan, which basically means you got one for free.
Yeah. So did we give him the DMX? Do we give DMX mulligans? Not for his N-bombs, which we know he rhymed with everything.
But for constantly making reference to people performing fellatio on him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he says, been to jail before. Oh, yeah, but you're not there, man. Let it go.
No, you're not there. I'm not doubting that happens in jail. I've heard stories.
Right.
I never have been there myself. So I don't know the validity of such things, but
yeah, but he used the F word.
You are led to believe that happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But what I told Wyatt back then was there are a billion words, it seems, in the English language. If you can't think of anything better to use than that says more about you than it does about anything else. And he never slipped up like that again. Of course, now he's 24 years old and he referees hockey with me, and men's league players will say it to him and he'll give it right back to him, as do I. But but it's just the word that rhymes with puck. We don't use that other F word that rhymes with what Sergeant Slaughter used to call people.
Right.
So but yeah, just as we were going through this article based off of what we just talked about, it was this little conundrum in my head that I couldn't get past. How can we give a pass to certain things and not give a pass to Biggie,
take Eminem, for example. You are an Eminem fan, which
I am an Eminem fan, but I've never liked the fact that he makes constant homophobic references.
Right. But how do you get past it? I mean, you can say, well, I skipped that song. The songs that that the things are in, that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But like you put the CD on, or you put it on Spotify or whatever, and you're driving and you're just listening. The song is there. He's just the example I'm giving because I know you listen to him. How do you not say, I don't want to listen? I mean, I don't want people to cancel Eminem. That's not what I'm saying.
I have to tell you, I don't listen to a whole lot of them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That ship kind of sailed on me. But there's other people like that. I guess my point is, do you consider anything that somebody says in a song as part of a performance art, or do you think that there is a hint of reality in it?
I think both. Because you have to pull from reality to come up with the idea for what you're going to do. In music. I mean,
and if so, where do you draw the line? I mean,
as I've always said, I can separate the artist from the art. Yes. Okay. I'm going with Nipsey here. A lot of it's done for shock value. Yes, I will.
Which is a very good point, because that's one of the reasons I think Eddie Murphy was so successful as a comic when he first started out.
Yes, because he went from Saturday Night Live to Darius.
And there were other comics. I mean, Red Fox was talking like that.
Yeah,
but
Richard Pryor.
But all of that was underground. You didn't get if you had like a Red Fox record, back then it was like, if you were a teenager and you found a Red Fox record, it was like finding a Playboy.
Yeah, well, it's
you weren't supposed to
with John Valby,
and there was no parental advisory stickers or anything back then. Your parents just knew, hey, we can't listen to this with the kids around.
Yeah,
and
John Valby was
Dr.
our
Dirty, man.
That was our Red Fox.
Ridiculous.
Yep, but you would not listen to that around anyone.
No, you and I would listen to it in the car, and we'd be like, this guy's out of his mind. And we both met him. So I actually skated with him. And he was a very soft-spoken guy.
But put him behind a piano, look out.
So he became a performer. And
so again, right there.
Again, it was just something that I figured I'd throw out to get
that's good
on. But I kind of, because I just put on Twitter about the Biggie Smalls thing and how maybe there's certain lines that I think are more acceptable to slightly cross, and there are certain lines that you just don't cross at all.
There's an entire song called "Smack My Bitch Up." And it's different territory, but
same thing. I'm not a big fan of anything that involves, smacking a woman.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, you wouldn't know that to read some of the Bill Reed's lyrics that we read.
Right, but those are not your lyrics.
Those are not my lyrics. Those are done strictly for entertainment and ridiculous purposes.
Yes.
Again, you're putting them in the mouths of somebody ridiculous in a ridiculous way of
Right.
expressing them to show how ridiculous they are.
Exactly.
It'd only be more ridiculous if I did them as Elmo or
Or Bill Cosby. Oh, not anymore.
well, I was going to say that's not much of a stretch. Or Kermit the Frog or one of those.
Never.
I know you hate that voice, so. But all right, so I got way off on a tangent about
But
that.
that's all right though, because we're short on time. So
And it really, well, it's because it dovetailed off of that
yes,
Woo News article, and we love Toastface.
yes,
I have to admit, I know enough about Toastface as an artist to know that I like Toastface as an artist.
right.
I don't know anything about his
Dennis.
personal life because it's just, about Dennis Coles and his family. I did not know that he had an openly gay son.
Mhm.
It would be, I mean, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus or anything, but it would be like if certain, if I spoke about certain members of my family who haven't disclosed certain things because they'd like to keep them private.
Right.
If you just come out and just, verbally bash them. I mean, that's probably why healthcare is like that with me too, because you just can't say anything about people's health.
Right. Right.
Even friends of mine, I've had friends of mine that have come in to the practice as patients.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even, it's not like I can even come home and say, hey, I saw so-and-so today.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean,
technically, you can't even
say,
get hold of them and say, "Hey, I saw you today. How you doing?"
Yeah,
because
unless I'm acting as
in an official capacity, right?
Yeah, in a capacity of my job. If I'm calling to make a follow-up call, and I'm calling to as a healthcare to patient relationship there,
right? But
now,
if I came into your office, if I came into your office and I hadn't said anything, and then I got home and you called me up, which I would of course be fine with, but that would be wrong for you to call me.
Here's the thing: if you just walked into the office and said, "Hey, I saw at the office today. He came in to have lunch with me," I'm not disclosing any kind of any kind of protected information. But if I came, and again, this is you're 8 states away or whatever you are, and you're not coming into my office.
I am not.
And I'm just making this as an example. If I came home and said, "Hey, Jamie came in today for treatment,"
right?
Not even saying what you have.
Nope.
Just saying Jamie came in for treatment.
Hello, HIPAA violation.
Now I am disclosing things that you don't want out there.
Or maybe I do, but you don't know that. So it doesn't matter.
And then if I had written a song and been like, Jamie got the cancer. He got the cancer. I don't know the question and I don't know the answer, but
why is someone calling me?
So I had no idea that he had a gay kid.
And you weren't supposed to.
And the fact that it came out in this article, at least I feel better about the fact that Infinite Coles himself is the one who disclosed it.
Right.
Nobody outed him or them, as the case may be. Again, from what I could gather in the article, it looks like he uses
both of those
he and they pronouns. So I don't want to, I don't want to be accused of not using the right pronouns. I saw both, so I'm kind of interspersing them myself.
Gotcha.
But anyway, let's get on to more Woo News.
Let's do that because we've got another one.
Next article, New Shaheem.
Yeah.
We have talked about Shaheem in the past.
Yes, a.k.a. the rugged child. We also talked about how he was called out by Drink Champs.
Yes.
He was one of the people who was name checked
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Again, is that something that should have happened? I don't know. But
But
Shaheem
at the
says-
time we said, it sounds like this is a way for them to go around and get people on their show. This also, Shaheem was pushing back.
Well, that's what they do. It's like, hey, I heard this about so-and-so.
Right.
Maybe we can get him on to straighten it out.
Yep.
That's some Wendy Williams.
Yeah, but they said it and then asked them to come on the show to straighten it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just throwing
That'd be
in
like
that
me saying,
generalization.
Piccolo plays a motherfucker, and then asking the Piccolo player to come on the show.
Right. And he came on and said, I ain't never fucked my mother. Anyway, Shaheem says that Mickey Fax
He
is,
said,
quote,
I can't play 42.
42. And we said, that's okay, brother. We know you're on parole.
Yes.
But anyway, Shaheem says that Mickey Fax is, quote, doing the right thing following the Wu-Tang Killer Bees Drink Champs controversy. Wu-Tang Killer Bees swarmed after Nori referred to Sons of Man as flunkies on an episode of Drink Champs.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Fax, who was among the special guests on that particular show, laughed along with DJ Effin as they rattled off Killarmy and Shaheem's names. Fax quickly issued an apology for how it came across because he's not stupid. While Nori and DJ Effin shared an official Instagram video statement taking responsibility for the optics of the situation.
The optics, yes.
Killah Priest and Ninth Prince took things a step further when they invited Nori and Effin to be guests on Killah Priest podcast, where they officially apologized. Now, Shaheem and Mickey Fax are making the best out of the situation and doing a track together titled Mercy Made Me. It's produced by Narada. The song also features RJ Payne and Rockness. Fax revealed the collaboration
You
was
said
in the works.
the Rock Ness Monster?
The Rockness Monster. We came about Street
It's
Fitty.
about Street Fitty.
On September 6th, Fax revealed that it was happening with a tweet featuring video of Shaheem in the studio. And it just said, lace
He
this
said,
joint
"Things
for
are taking
Shaheem
place."
yesterday. Mean. So Shaheem,
Bad.
impressed by Mickey Fax's initiative to work together despite not being familiar with his music in the past. So like I said, at least Mickey Fax immediately apologized for that whole thing.
Mm-hmm. I think he
then-
was along for the ride.
Yeah. Hello, Lieutenant Tom.
Hey, Tom. He's in the Denver airport right now.
I see that. Hello from Denver Airport. Hello to Denver Airport.
Yes.
So Shaheem says Mickey Fax seems like a good kid. I don't know him outside of this Drink Champ situation, but he's doing the right thing. And he requested to correct his errors. He's doing everything to right his wrongs. Always remember to have empathy. No one is exempt from making mistakes. I want to be forgiven, so I forgive. Now, see, that is a mature way of handling this, especially realizing that Mickey Fax is younger than him. And it's basically akin to, look, I was young and stupid once too.
Right. And it's in my brain, Shaheem is still a teenager.
Yeah.
You know.
But then again, in our brain, 1991 was just yesterday.
It was.
We talked about that already.
And 1989 is a number.
Always is, yes. Mercy Made Me available exclusively on Shaheem's website. Hit streaming services. Actually, hit them a week ago today, September 7th.
It did.
Good on him and good on Mickey Fax for taking ownership of that situation.
Right.
Last little bit of Wu news. You Got is still terrible. And if you watch Wu-Tang and American Saga, I'm sure they're going to show you that.
He's there.
No story, just facts. And ODB is
And Mickey Fax.
Yes, Mickey Fax. Time for our one and done.
Yes.
Our one and done. Wow. Came to us March 14th, 1995. And I believe it is the only record. Yes.
I believe it is.
This is a true one and done.
Are they out of NEW Jers?
They are out of, let me see. They are indeed out of Jers because one of them is the younger brother of somebody we talked to earlier
Did
today.
I not say we were going to tie this in here somehow?
You did, yes. So anyway, March 14th, 1995, running 43 minutes and 16 seconds on Mad Sound recordings produced by DJ KG, Tretch, and Vin Rock.
Wow, we got everybody.
All three members of Naughty by Nature.
Who are celebrating the 30th anniversary of their self-titled album.
I have heard about that. I believe somebody mentioned that on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast earlier.
They may have. I have to check that show out.
Anyway, this is the first and only studio album by American rap group Rotten Rascals. Now, Rotten spelled Rottin, Rascals, Razkals, composed of three members, Chap, Fam, and Diesel, who is Tretch's younger brother. So the name of this record by Rotten Rascals is Rotten to the Core.
Yes.
I have 12 tracks on this record.
As do I.
And it's a shame that our friend John is not here tonight because he can inform DJ Introduction that he's got one to add.
He does.
Track number 1, Intro.
These, if you didn't pick up the phone,
I'm fucked up.
I gotta go to the studio.
I don't know where my ride is, man. Yeah. Oh. That's all I can think of. I don't know where my ride is, man.
I'm fucked up. Track number 2 features Bad News, Headache, Road Dogs, Steel Handler, and Tretch. It's called Batter Up. Now, Nipsey just made mention in the chat that this joint, Oh Yeah, is dope in his opinion and has a great video. And that just happens to be the next track on the record. Track number 3, Oh Yeah.
Yeah, let's jump a little bit.
Do my thing and go with them town saying double eyes the thing, if you know what I mean. What you do for a living, boy? I mean, I rock, not selling coke on the block. I had to stop. What's your name? Van Dam, yo. Put a mic, give a hand. This is good as grand. I make you understand who I am.
Track number 4, featuring Cruddy Click and Road Dogs.
Jesse James.
It's called Frustration.
How do I release the pain? Frustration. Got a brother going insane. Frustration. Do what we must to maintain. Frustration. Everybody feel the same. Who will I go? Who will I see? What will I say? When and if I get to heaven or if I even go that way? I don't know. Who calls the shots? Who says his thoughts and his thoughts? What's what and what's not? Not me, not you, not I, not who. Not a member of the Double I crew. Take the second letter off, frustration. And now I want to fuss with everybody in the nation. Everybody feels the same.
That one sounds to me like the youngsters when they got older. The not so youngsters.
Yes, second mention of the youngsters. Track number 5. This sounds like a Razor Ramon track. Ayo.
This is it.
Up and down, south and side, all around, all the time, often now with a raw sound. Who's the man? Damn fam can jam. Rush, rumble, ran, slam, and kick it to a
Stop the presses, hold up, stop the damn presses. I'm next up the flex, mic checks 2
address this feeling. I got a feeling, adrenaline got me trembling. I got the style, can't hold it back cause I'm too damn wild.
Track number 6. Hey, all right.
Man, I told both of y'all it's only one way to get there, one way only. I mean, either the Rascals gonna roll or we not.
How we getting there?
I mean, it's right there. Oh, that's right. We floating. That's right. Let's go.
Track number 7. Featuring Black, Cruddy Click, Dooja, Headache, Road Dogs, and Supreme C. And this one's called, can't tell if it's Lick a Shot or Like
I would
a
say
Shot.
it's Lick a Shot, yeah.
I think it's Lick a Shot.
Lick off a shot. I like drama hot. A strain on my brain make me kill your blood clot. So when you creep, make sure you got a share. Cause on the real, I make your body stand still. Watch your back, I get like
Track number 8. One Time for Your Mind.
One time.
One time for your motherfucking mind, and one time for your motherfucking mind. One time for your motherfucking mind, and one time for your motherfucking mind. One time for your motherfucking mind, and one time for your motherfucking mind. One time for your motherfucking mind, and one time for your motherfucking mind.
I'm creative, creating with creativity. Intensively care about this hip hop industry. It's into me, but I gon' lie and say it.
That sounds like somebody trying to do Tretch's style.
Yep. Track number 9. Get up, stand up.
Stand up for your right.
Double I, double I, double I, double I, double I, double I, double I.
This is all live and all real. Niggas can't understand it. I don't know why they can't comprehend.
I got a rugged step back, 20 back, smack and take a step.
If you listen to our Fresh Flicks intro, there's a little bit of that in there.
Yep. Track number 10, featuring Tretch. Life of Bastard.
Every day I say I'm stressed out, but I won't pull my hair out or wear out myself. It's very, very bad for my health. Get it together, brother fam, brother man, cause it can take a toll on you. Understand we are the world. We make up all the surroundings. I'm rounding, holding my point down on the ground in this hellhole. You never know which way to go.
Track number 11, Homies, Nickelbacks.
I don't want no bullshit out of you. This is for the homies and the niggas.
The homies from the hood, the niggas on the block. The homies locked down, the niggas with the Glock. The homies from the hood, the niggas on the block. The homies locked down, the niggas with the Glock.
Check it, I got a crew, dude, maybe a few, who crack 40s daily, do crack them overhead too.
Word to the bone, I get stoned every day. Can nothing stop me, best be on your merry way.
I stands for mine, and mine is where it is. So at, so scat, there it is.
There it is.
It is. Track number 12, last track on the record. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, y'all, come on.
Now you're back on that wall.
time to be played like a fool. Get my temper out of place, I smack your face with a stool. Hey, fam, man. Yo, you know your swingers in the house, grab a hold of your spouse.
Smack your face with a stool. See, this is one of those one and dones that I can actually get down with.
Yeah, I could too. This was a good record. One and done, Rotten to the Core by Rotten Rascals. Any charting action? Yes, there was. There were 2 singles actually released off of this. So let's see if either of them charted. We have, which 2 songs do you think were singles? If you had to guess. And it sounds like Jamie went away. Let's see. The first single on here was Hey All Right. This was the less successful of the 2 singles. It made it to number 23 on the Hot Rap Singles chart. And that's it as far as that goes. The second record that was a single was the one that Nipsey had mentioned. So let's see. Oh, yeah. And that was the most successful of the 2. Hot Rap Singles peaked at number 14, and it also sampled the Commodores. So that's good to know. The album itself charted on 2 charts, actually 3 charts now that I look at it. U.S. Billboard 200, it reached peak position at 190. Top R&B and hip-hop albums peaked at number 28. And the U.S. Heat Seekers albums, it peaked at number 14. And I hear breathing, so he must be back. I just ran down the charting.
And what do you got?
We got 2 singles.
2?
2 singles. So let's see. I'll let you guess which ones they are. I know Nipsey guessed one.
So he went with Oh Yeah, I'm guessing?
Yes. And
how about Life of a Bastard?
No, although I did like that one. The second one was Hey All Right. Hey All Right was the less successful of the 2. That charted on 1 chart. It was on the Hot Rap Singles chart, peaking at number 23.
Mm-hmm.
And then Oh Yeah, which, you know, I keep, every time I want to do Kool-Aid Man, just be like, oh yeah.
That's how he answers me on Twitter.
It's how he answers everybody.
I know. Why you got to take that away from me?
It was on the Hot Rap Singles, peaking at number 14. Now, the record itself actually charted on 3 album charts, man.
Wow.
U.S. Billboard 200, which shocked me. Peaked at number 190. So it's on there. It's not high on there, but it's on there, and that's saying something. Top R&B and hip-hop albums, it peaked at number 28. And on the Heat Seekers chart, it peaked at number 14. So really good stuff for Rotten to the Core by Rotten Rascals.
So are we assuming that all of this came off of the... Oh, Tretch is involved with this.
I would assume that's probably where a lot of it came from, especially since he guested on a couple of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
But...
not that any of it's bad. But,
no. You take it,
like Nipsey said, it's not terrible, but it's nothing new. I mean,
no, trust me, we've had terrible before.
Yes, we have.
This was not it. So, and we just got a nice recommendation from Nipsey for another one. So, you'll have to put that in your list of coffers to possibly take a look at.
What that's a naughty album.
Mm-hmm. That is a naughty album, but it's not a one and done. But we can do that as a record of the week. That was the 3rd or 4th record?
Yeah, it's up there.
think that was the one that was released in like 95 or 99, one of those things. I'd have to go back and look. But
Maybe.
Rotten to the Core by Rotten Rascals, your one and done for episode 398. Time now for our record of the week.
Oh, yeah, we got more music.
And Nipsey being clairvoyant and all that before we got on the broadcast tonight.
Did you send him your show notes?
I did not. This record released June 21st, 1994 on Relativity Records and Violator Records. It is, let's see. Does it say how long it runs? It does not.
I have 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Okay. This is the self-titled full-length debut album by hip-hop trio The Beatnuts. And the full title is The Beatnuts Street Level.
Yes.
I have a whole lot of tracks on here. I got 17.
I got 19.
Maybe a couple of...
one says original version.
Mm-hmm.
We'll play it by
We will play it by Track number... Oh, gosh. Where is DJ Introduction
Twofer.
This week? He got a twofer. Track number 1, Intro.
Yes, I was a virgin before I got here. Yes, I was a virgin before I got here.
Track number 2, Ya Don't Stop, featuring Juju, Psycho Les, and Fashion.
Junkyard nigga, can you know what I'm about? What? Puffin' on a fat one, guzzling a Guinness stout. Phoning bitches on a regular. My game is lethal, that's my word, I'm telling ya. Living foul like a motherfucker. That's the way it's been ever since I was a shorty sucker. So don't even try to flex. I put a round in your chest and leave you in a fucking mess. Niggas know my style, they be playing. If I had to catch a body, I will. Know what I'm saying?
Now, currently, Fashion is not in the group. He left to start a solo career. So right now, the Beatnuts just consist of Juju and Psycho Les.
Psycho Les, yeah.
Track number 3, they're joined by Lenny Underwood on keyboards.
Not Blair Underwood.
No.
As Russell Simmons.
And this is called Props Over Here.
New York City, have mercy one time. Introducing the crew. You and you ain't really down. Plus, I'm tired of seeing your fucking folded face around. Cause when I sit back and think back of how you plan me, it make me react. You be at my fucking jammy. No, I don't cop, though my mind's in the sewer. I just kick back with 6 packs and then I do her. But she gets stuck on, clawing like a cat.
The toes got sucked on.
Track number 4, unfortunately, does not feature Pinhead. or
Chatterbox, or Butterball,
or any of them. But it's called Hellraiser.
Hermano, está enloquecido, amigo.
Damn, my hands are burning hot. I think I got fake in the funk, motherfuckers up in my spot. They know I'm gonna blow something.
Track number 5 also featured Grand Poobah and DJ Sinister.
Grand Poobah Maxwell?
One's called Are you ready?
Who is it?
Nigga with the super dick pose like I'm supposed to be in a flick. One time I tap your mind, I got you humming. Now you wanna press rewind. I pour a rhyme in your ear to develop suds. Slice the fucking belly and break up the bud.
Yeah, I think Nipsey's right on this one. This album is, this one's pretty classic. Got a great sound to it. Track number 6, again featuring DJ Sinister on the scratch. Super Bad.
Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Super bad, 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 super bad. Holy shit! The track got the house jam packed. World famous beat nuts making moves that's alike. Black 24 track, you cute the fucking punk. Stay too long and your ass will get jumped.
Track number 7, Straight Jacket.
Turn my mic up a little bit. Turn my mic up. There we go. You know when to bring them drums, right? Check it out, Southwest crowd, get a flavor that's nasty, that's what I'm about. I stay on top like a cherry, yo, it gets no harder, straight from the cemetery with bass like Ron Carter. What's up, cuz? You forgot who I was, left on the beat nuts, now you're shocked from the buzz. A crazy Hispanic, no need to panic, drop words over beats.
Track number 8, Let Off a Couple.
Jump. Let's echo this. Y'all see me in the house like check it, I can make you dance, make you lay way back. Fast styles become a stack when I rip up tracks. Kicking back, I sit back and puffer. Feel the coolest, so damn chill, freeze and seize at will. Still be coming back with more shit, can't be stale.
Nipsey's right on his comment again. The production on this is very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
The producers were the Beat Nuts,
of
along
course,
with VIC and Lucian.
Deep, deep, deep.
Track number 9, Rick's Joint, and has a guest appearance by Miss Jones. And Rick is spelled R-I-K, like
it is, like Ricky Tikki Tavi,
like Smiths.
Yes, the Maris Monster.
It's like that, sure. It's like that, sure. It's like that of the that. It's like that, sure. It's like that, sure. It's like that, sure. It's like that of the that. It's like that, sure. It's like, yeah, them niggas be flipping that'll kill. Just makes me feel with the skill, sort of flow with the will. Will you pass it? Yo, I won't drop it.
Track number 10.
You're not going to defeat me.
No. Track number 10 features one of the producers, VIC, on there, and it's called Fried Chicken.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world's favorite.
Here I come to the rhythm of the drum, hook you up on some of that shit. I got your number, open up, hunt. I just want to see it, that super cement, the intoxicated fucking decent.
Track number 11. Yeah, you get props.
Check it out like check it out. You know, show enough, nuts got bass in your face. Take a taste, world famous trio in the place. In a race, cocked and blast for your sugar. Fucking niggas off
Track number 12.
It's like I was picking boogers.
Well, that's kind of funky.
It is.
So track 12 is going to get funky.
Torturing crews like Jews in gas chambers. The angel of death, street smart, lyric arranger. Complicated, my styles change, I get stranger.
Torturing dudes like Jews in gas chambers.
That's rough. Track number 13. Hit me with that.
Triple H?
We did that already.
Ask somebody.
Hardcore, coming with the beats and rhyme. Got you humming. Now you wanna press rewind. Beat nuts combined. Going line for line. Hey yo, Choo-choo.
Hit me with that shit one time.
It's the hardcore funk. Come get your fill from the pistol bag and pump. Raising hell with the Doug grill. Nobody cares what I think, so I drink what the man talks.
Track number 14. 2, 3, break. And this features Gab.
You know what?
People call me the drunk or the big funk distributor, looter. Bag your whole store like my shooter. Click back, put a hollow point gap if you're tempted. You get caught, it's strictly mental. A stone book, I don't go by the book. You can't fool me with your gangster look. I truncated shooters from my turn for wind days when I wrote the front, they better wrote the blade out. And don't try talking ball.
Track number 15. Oh, this is subtle. Lick the pussy.
I bet you're dying to take out your cock and fuck me, aren't you? Don't you want to fuck me, huh? But first.
Take a trip downtown. Open up. Someone lick this strong. Now who the hell knows they would not know I'm just a freak like that. Yeah, I like to hit you like that. Aight, and away we go. You got the world famous cool with the smooth ass flow. I'm speaking about what I get with or stick on the rag. I got you running around in circles, feeding for the third.
Track number 16. Sandwiches. I like sandwiches.
You know what I'm saying? Straight out of Park Slow.
Last track on the record, number 17. And this isn't politically correct either. Psycho Dwarf.
Maybe they're talking about the small planet.
Very pragmatic of you.
I wanna fuck, drink beer, smoke some shit. I wanna fuck, drink beer, smoke some shit. I wanna
What does he want to do?
Fuck, drink
Drink
beer,
beer?
and smoke some shit.
That's what it seems like.
You know, I can't hate on that.
No.
Let's see. That is the total of the record, by the way, for
Mhm.
episode 398, your record of the week. The Beat Nuts Street Level by the Beat Nuts. There were 3 singles off of this record.
3 singles. Props over here.
That's one.
Um.
It's the only one that charted, too.
Okay, that's the one that I remember. Super Bad.
No. I'm shocked.
How about Are You Ready?
That was not one either. The next two were Hit Me With That and Hellraiser. So let's see. The one that charted was Props Over Here. And that hit the U.S. rap singles chart and peaked at number 39. The record itself, 2 charts.
Two times.
Second one, they hit the Billboard 200.
Really?
Number 182. So again, it made it. Didn't go high, but it made it. And top R&B and hip hop albums peaked all the way up at number 28. So that's a pretty good showing.
Yeah.
For The Beat Nuts Street Level by The Beat Nuts, your record of the week for episode 398. And reminder that your one and done was Rotten Rascals with Rotten to the Core.
To the core.
Your artist of the month for September 2021 for another this week and 2 more weeks is the 18th letter, the God MC, the R.
Yes, we're
Rock
doing
him.
it with the R.
So go check out some Rock Him. And we are going to take our final break of the evening. When we come back, I will read some lyrics. We will make mention of the fresh flicks. And then football recap.
Yes.
Coming up right after the break on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 398.
A number. Well, it is.
It is. It is indeed.
It is. All right. Well, if you're anywhere near prepared, we can get right into it.
Yeah, do you want to drop a
drop?
Drop?
Yeah.
Drop a drop and then drop a whatever.
An explicit lyric.
Explicit lyrics.
Hey, let's do that then. We'll do it with a
Holy
Shree.
shit. Raheem Mostert, season-ending knee surgery.
Yes.
And I just picked up Eli Mitchell, I think, today.
I got him in a couple of leagues.
So. Okay.
Yeah. Shree. Who's your mama?
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Bill Rock from the legendary Naughty by Nature, and you checking out my homies, Jamie and Bill, the only podcast keeping it classic. This is classic hip-hop, Naughty by Nature, 25th anniversary, y'all. Peace.
But it starts with Bill.
Bill has a question. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headache. Might offer any cramp.
Most people don't listen to the Lord. But they should.
Welcome to Bill Reads Lyrics.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 398. It is indeed time for Bill Reads Lyrics. Gail is prepared.
Or so she thinks.
I don't know if I am, but I'm glad one of us is.
Yeah. Well, we will head straight over to the private Shizat, and we will send this over here. And we'll send it to Bill, just like that.
Why did I know this was going to be?
Why would you not know?
Because
Gail even knew, even though she didn't know she knew.
Even though she didn't know she knew?
Yes.
All right.
She is not Claire.
Where am I going?
Verse 1, which would be Fashion's verse.
Yes. And
So,
we go all the way down to the chorus.
And including the chorus, yes.
And including.
Well, of course, yes.
Chorus. Okay, then.
So with no type of ado.
None.
Sesame Street Grover style, whether nearer or further. We will cue that motherfucking piano.
All right. And away we go. You got the world famous Cool with the smooth ass flow. I'm speaking about what I get with or stick on the reg. Got you running around in circles, fiending for the third leg. But baby, don't you go yet, because you ain't really strong. You haven't even had a taste of my motherfucking tongue. I say motherfucking because your mommy was a victim. Your cousins, sisters, aunts. Oh, yeah. I licked them. I tricked them. And they all came back for the treats. But I don't eat the cake before I frost the feet. And you get weak. Like SW to the V. Soaking wet victim in between my J sheets. Ain't no freak could lick you up and down better. Even if his tongue was silk. He couldn't get you wetter. Find space on my face. Give me all that you got so I can get up close and kiss that pretty twat. Lick the pussy. Psycho less like to lick the pussy. My man Rob like to lick the pussy. Rick Man like to lick the pussy. My little brother Divine like to lick the pussy. Yeah, Lucian like to lick the pussy. VIC like to lick the pussy. The fucking JV like to lick the pussy.
You made it.
I did. I did.
They were record of the week. It had to come from there.
Mm-hmm. And good comments during that.
Oh, I was watching the screen.
Yeah. And timing is everything.
That's
I had the
true.
Timing down, and that was more like kind of, I don't know, reading a short story this week.
Yes, so many short stories with the word twat in them.
That's what they call people now who work on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Nice.
And stay home Monday and Friday. If you work TWT, you're a twat.
Yep.
So
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. TWAT.
There
Get
you
them all
go.
in there.
TWAT, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You're a twat.
Yeah.
So I didn't make this up. That just happened to be the way it is.
Yeah.
Fresh Flicks going to be happening on September 24th.
That is the plan, which is next Friday.
Which is a week from this Friday. Yes, indeed. So I will probably be heading up to Lake George, as we only have 4 more weeks of camping left before the season's over. What movie have you decided? Have you decided,
I have not.
Or are you going to keep it secret?
I'm going to keep it secret. As of right now, I don't know what it's going to be. I have a few things in mind.
Some stuff percolating.
Yes.
Well, then you better get to the bathrooms.
I know.
Hey, guess what happened this weekend?
Foosball.
The TBT Posse Fake Football League up and running. It's time for our first foosball recap.
Yes, which means we get to do this.
Foosball. Bunch of overgrown monsters manhandling each other.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Playoffs? What you talking about? Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
I will have to put a video together for that this year.
Yeah, I guess you will. Dude, Ryan Fitzpatrick's already on the freaking injured reserve
Yeah,
list.
he got knocked out in the second quarter.
That sucks.
I can tell you, you're gonna be fun to. You're gonna be fun to play with this year. You don't keep up.
No, I can't. I knew he got knocked out, but man, he's not going to be out. He's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah,
it's a good
he's
thing
old.
He's Yukon Cornelius too. Which
Yes.
is weird. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 teams in the league this year.
Yes.
Same
teams as last year, just different names.
My team, a roller skating jam named Galladay.
Yes.
Against Protect Yannick.
Which would be young Master Robinson.
Yes. And young Master Robinson came from behind and took the win on me.
Yeah, there was a lot of people with come from behind victories this week.
Took me by 15 points. And that is because one of my players who I thought was going to be very active was made inactive half an hour before the game.
Awesome.
Which sucked.
Yeah.
115.54 to 100.36. Ian takes me for a week 1 victory. He goes to 1-0. I go to 0-1. His top performer, he had very consistent performances. Nobody superstar, but he got 22 points from Joe Burrow. He got 21 points from TJ Hawkinson, and he got 20 points from Cooper Kupp. Boy, the Rams looked good this weekend.
They did.
I got 37 points from Tom Brady.
Well, yeah.
And I got 23 points from DeAndre Hopkins. But like I said, Trey Sermon, who I thought was going to be the number 2 back behind Mostert.
He is not.
No. And now he's probably going on waivers. And Russell Gage, who I thought was going to be maybe a second or third option for the Falcons, scored all of 0 points because I think he got 1 target.
And the Falcons didn't have a lot of options in that game anyway.
No, they really didn't. And the Chicago Bear defense got lit up by the Rams, so I got nothing on D. And my D on the bench was Pittsburgh. I would have gotten 14 points on that. So,
but you still would have lost. It would have been worse because you would have lost by a point.
1 point.
Yeah.
But God, if I even had my namesake in there, Galladay, I could have gotten something. But it's only week 1.
It's week 1, yeah.
So there's plenty of time to catch up on that. So congratulations to Ian for the week 1 victory. Let's see how you did.
My entire week was on the foot of one Justin Tucker last night.
Yes.
Because I was going to lose to Felicia.
Yes. Don't fight the Keelan, which is Jamie.
Yes.
Against young and entertaining,
which is Felicia, who still cannot understand how the rules work. But
I did. That's a
but
loss
anyway.
But I'll tell you what, she drafted a decent enough team.
Yeah.
And
because she wasn't there.
Yeah. You took her by 2.5 points, 129.04 to 126.48. And you were originally projected to lose by 10.
I was.
Your big performer was Tyreek Hill.
Was my first round draft pick, yes.
31.6 points for
Adam
Tyreek
Thielen was
Hill.
up there too.
Adam Thielen with 25 points. You got Justin Tucker, as you said, gave you a nice 11 points.
Yeah, I needed him last night because it was getting close. She had Darren Waller, who was just kept putting up points, and I was watching my points getting closer and closer, and then Tucker kicked the over 45-yarder, so I got a little extra bump.
Yeah, she got 24 points from is that TJ Lockett?
Tyler Lockett, yeah.
Tyler Lockett, okay. 23 points from Christian McCaffrey, 21 points from Waller, as you said, but not quite enough. Now, the bench, you would have outscored her on the bench, too. You got 17 points from Mac Jones. Mac 10.
And I put him in at the last second because I was going to go with the kid.
And, well, they're both kids.
I know, but...
Dude, have you heard what's going on with Cole Beasley?
No. Is it more COVID stuff?
Well, he's very anti-vax. And all
yes, I know.
Right? First pass that went to him, he dropped. And all I heard was, Beasley can't catch passes. How is he going to catch COVID?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. The inability to catch is actually kind of funny.
Yes.
So, Jamie goes to 1-0. Felicia goes to 0-1. She is now listed as in 7th place, probably due to points scored.
Yes.
I'm listed in 10th place because I scored 115 points, which is, or no, I scored 100.36.
100,
so
yeah.
I think, am I the lowest? No, I'm not the lowest scoring person this week.
No. We're about to talk about
the
lowest.
Yeah. Game number 3. Please, Camara, don't hurt him.
Which is
versus
our friend Manny Baez.
Which is Manny. And Bella Check Yourself, which is Becca.
Yes.
Recycling a name from years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Manny wins 82-75.
Yeah, this was projected to be the closest game in.
Yeah.
You know,
and it pretty much was. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty close. Yours was closer, but this was a good one.
Yeah.
Manny got 20 points from Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
You got 17 points from Dalvin Cook. Nobody superstar as far as
No, everybody, pretty much everybody
Matt
underperformed.
Stafford on the bench could have gotten 30 points from Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
And
It looks like his whole team underperformed.
Yeah, and he had Jamal Williams on the bench too for 21 for Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that happens. Becca didn't really have anybody that jumped out at you.
No, I think her whole team
Chris
underperformed
Godwin.
too.
Yeah,
Except for
Chris Godwin,
God
19
Chriswin.
points.
Yeah.
God Crispin, yeah. She left Gronkowski on the bench, 25 points sitting on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Roethlisberger, 14 points, but she got 16 out of Garoppolo, so she made the right decision there. Robbie Anderson at wide receiver put up 12, which she could have gotten some play off of that because Mike Evans didn't give her anything. But Becca falls to 0-1. Manny falls to 1-0. He's listed as 6th in the league. Becca is listed as 12th right now. But again, it's week 1, so
Yes.
we don't put a whole lot of.
That's like taking preseason play into consideration. It doesn't matter.
Next game, Sanket and Goffs We Trust.
Yes.
With a big win over Gunna Montez Sweat.
It's not often you get a CNC Music Factory reference.
And that is
Gunna Montez Sweat till you bleed.
And
That's
Fighting
John.
Stu. John, yes. 124.98 to 110.96. So Sanket takes that one by 14 points. He got 39 points out of Mahomes, but John got 34 points out of Dak Prescott. So that was almost pretty much a wash.
Yep.
CD Lamb gave him almost 20 points. But gosh, I almost wonder where the 14-point difference came from. And as I look, it came from the fact that Raheem Mostert went on injured reserve.
Yes, he did.
Kareem Hunt did not. Kareem Hunt gave him 15 points. Everything else was very close on that game. So
as it was projected to be, it was projected to be a 3-point game.
And I bet you John's kicking himself. He left Debo Samuel on the bench, and he would have gotten 27 points. Teddy Bridgewater, he's got 3 quarterbacks, man.
Yeah, somebody's got to.
He's got Teddy Bridgewater. He's got
Always somebody. There's always one. John.
He's got Trevor Lawrence, who also would have given him 28 points.
Mm-hmm.
But Dak had a good week for him. So
He
I
did.
can't argue his quarterback.
No, I started Dak in another league. I don't know if it was Curtis's league or Kings of Sport league.
Sanket moves to 1-0. He's 3rd in the league. John 0-1. He's 8th in the league as of right now. Game number 5 on the docket. The biggest differential.
Dr. Tim coming out the gate.
Dr. Tim going batshit crazy over Ron EJ.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Tim with a 140 to 108 victory.
Well, when you got Kyler Murray, who's putting up 5 touchdowns.
42 points from Kyler Murray. Russell Wilson putting up 35 for Ronnie.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Not at all.
But then Nick Chubb with 21 points.
Amari Cooper
with 32 points.
Yeah.
That's just craziness. And the San Francisco D coming up with a 10-point effort, which is really good from a defense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anybody on the bench that would have done better? No, not really. I think they started their strongest. Oh, geez. His backup quarterback almost gave him 40 points too. Dr. Tim's backup is Jameis Winston. He 39.62 points.
Didn't he have like 160 yards or something, but he threw like 5 touchdowns?
Five touchdown passes on 148 passing yards.
Yeah.
And he ran the ball for 37 yards. So Dr. Tim, first in the league right now, goes to 1-0.
Yeah.
Ronnie, 9th in the league, and he drops to 0-1. Last game, Darius, slay your crew. Against Higgins with attitudes. Greg is Darius, slay your crew.
Yep.
And Hugo is Higgins with attitudes. And Greg takes Hugo in game 1. 121-98. Hugo got most of his points from his quarterback, Jalen Hurts, with 34 points.
Yes, he's got Travis Kelce too.
Travis Kelce, 22 points. So he had quite a few. And then he had a couple that gave him Zippo.
But shout out to Greg for starting Corey Davis.
Yeah. Corey Davis got
not a lot of people starting
points.
Jets.
Corey Davis had a nice game.
He did. So did one Zach Wilson.
He did okay. Yeah, he did. Lost, but
yes. Well, that's what we do. That's
and by the way, we'll tell everybody that Jamie and I will go to watch a game in person this year.
We will.
Because I won 2 free tickets from SiriusXM. We are going to be in MetLife Stadium on November 14th watching the Jets take on the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, the only team in New York.
It appears that based off of my poll, I will be wearing Jets gear.
Yes.
That seems to be the winner. Greg goes to 1-0. He's 4th in the league. Hugo 0-1. He is 11th. Let's see what the matchups are for this coming week. We have a roller skating jam named Galladay. That's me going up against Higgins with attitudes. So that's a battle of 10th and 11th. Somebody's got to win that one. Don't Fight the Keelan's going to take on Jock and Mike D. Young and Entertaining going to take on Montez Sweat. Bella Check Yourself gets Ngoff's We Trust. Please Camaro Don't Hurt Him takes on Darius, slay your crew. And Protect
Damage.
Takes on Arrested DeBelichick. So we've got 2 Belichicks listed.
We
on
do.
This thing.
I already have my team name for next year, as you know, too.
Yes, which is very good, by the way. So we've got some good matchups for next week.
Yeah.
And that is your fake football league recap for week 1. Now, next week, when we're back recording on our regular night, we will give you the as of that moment results.
Right.
Probably at that point, the Monday Nighter will not have been finished. So,
right. Now, there will be some things up in the still.
As they usually are. Let's see. So we did lyrics. We did fresh flicks. We did the football. I think that's everything, man.
That is our thing. It is time to switch your hat.
I don't have my other hat in here. I think it's in my bedroom. So
all right, we'll take that one off and put it back on.
I'm just going to turn it backwards.
And go from Bill to Phil.
How's that? Is that good enough?
That is very good. So you can take us home.
Everything about episode 398 of the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast brought to you by the place that I visited this past weekend, the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Go find them on Facebook, Twitter at deathwishcoffee.com. Use the code throwback. Save 10% off your order. I even got to use it in the store, which was kind of cool.
Nice.
I told them about it, and they said, yeah, we can put that in for you. And I got my points. So
that's awesome.
and I spent a little more than what I had wanted to, but
that's how it goes.
It's easy to do there. The world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, and at deathwishcoffee.com. Throwback saves you 10%. Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Def Rugs. Handmade, high quality, hip hop themed rugs brought to you by the original Rug E Fresh himself, Marshall Fox, and the Green Eyed Bandit, Eric Sermon. So go check them out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and at defrugs.com. Heather Lent up in Schenectady, New York, has the Bittersweet Candy Company. She makes candy
going there.
and chocolate. I've heard that rumor. She makes candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Go check them out on Facebook as well. Order at bittersweetcandy.com. Our code throwback saves you 10% there as well. Melted Mics. We talked about pumice earlier this evening. Meltedmics.com. That's MLTDMICS. Use our code Mr. Throwback Thursday. That's MR Throwback Thursday, all spelled out. Saves 10% off your order for hip-hop themed t-shirts and other things such as that. Etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Pop culture reference from the sick, twisted mind of one Mr. Throwback Thursday himself, Jamie Robinson, and his equally sick and twisted wife, Rye. So, by the way, happy birthday to your wife.
Thank you. I will pass it along.
Had to make sure we mention that on the show.
Yes. She did get her Stevie.
Good. Because we did it privately, but,
yes,
we had to make sure we mentioned it on the show. And
the best part about it is she's a year younger than she thought she was. So it was a special birthday.
And we will not divulge that number anyway.
No.
But good for her. And congratulations to her, by the way, on the new job.
Ah, yes.
So
fancy job.
Yeah, very fancy job. And I'm very happy that she went and actually
got it. Went and did it.
Put herself out there and did it. So very proud, very happy for her. And I know it's what she wants to do. So
yes,
things are coming up. We give our flowers to the living. So flowers
that's right
to Mrs. Throwback Thursday for all the blessings she's got coming to her recently. She certainly has earned them, because anybody who's married to you needs some good shit in their life. Kind of the same thing for my wife.
Lucchini, man, this is it.
This is it. So anyway, that is all of the sponsors / friends of the show, except for our friend DJ B. We got to mention Freshtopia and Fresh Radio, the hardest working turntablist in the world. He is the purveyor of both of those things, Freshtopia in Virginia and Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com. The social media network for this show starts with our webpage, MrThrowbackThursday.com. You can go there. Check out friends of the show. Check out everything that there is about the show. There's a shop tab. You can get Mr. Throwback Thursday themed items.
That's where these mugs will be when they come out.
Yes, which if you were not on before and didn't see them, then where were you? But you're gonna want to get these as quickly as you can. So I'm going to remind you in a little bit how you can get a jump on that. MrThrowbackThursday.com also has the Hit Us Up feature. Click on that microphone. Leave us a message. Tell us we suck. Tell us you like us. Tell us, whatever you want to tell us.
Mm-hmm.
You can also follow us on our personal social media feeds. On Twitter, Jamie is at _MR_TBT. I am at Bill_MR_TBT, which is also my Instagram handle. And Jamie's Instagram handle is Mr. Throwback Thursday. Certainly like the Facebook page, Mr. Throwback Thursday. Also like the Facebook page, Home of the TBT Posse. That is your spot to connect with each other and talk about how much you guys like us and how much we suck. So,
Jackass.
If you are an emailer, you can send us email as well to MrThrowbackThursday@gmail.com. It's shout-out time.
Oh?
Shout-outs go to Gail Dunmeyer, Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn Simple Luxuries at teresalynns.com, Kat Malark, Clay Arsenault, Jason Eckert, the Shrieking Warrior, Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, and Jessica Walker. They got shouted out because they got five on it.
Or more.
If you want to get your name mentioned every week or be involved in the early release for Mr. Throwback Thursday themed things, such as the most classic mug ever released, which will come out hopefully in January.
Which is not yet released.
Become a patron. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT.
Or if you are on... If you're on our website, MrThrowbackThursday.com, there is a Patreon button there.
Yes, you can. That's a very easy way to do it too. Don't forget our friends, as always. Check out Anthony and Imran and the Rug Boy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast. The Kings of Sport is back. Brother Nate has been putting out episodes.
He has.
He has a.
We were both there watching him live the other day.
I guess he has a rotating cast of characters that are co-hosting with him for right now. But it's always nice to see Nate and the Kings of Sport because, they paved the way for us.
Yes.
Our friend Talking Ty also has her podcast going right now. What's the Word? Podcast.
A word up.
Ty. Oh. She also has her blog at BrooklynTyNYC.com. We mentioned DJB. He's the hardest working turntablist in the world. He is the man behind Fresh Radio, and he's the man behind Freshtopia. But did you know he also shows us or has us on his show every Thursday from 6 to 8
I do know that
a.m. on Thursdays. And then after that, you can stick around for the All Request Show. Follow him on Twitter at Beezus the DJ, and that is where you will submit your requests for songs.
On Twitter.
He will seamlessly get them in for you because he's the best in the world at what he does right now.
Or I will stump him like I did last week.
Yeah.
I just said, yeah. He goes, you got me. I said, yes. And he goes, well, I don't know why you're saying yes. That means you don't get to hear your songs. Like, that's fine.
Stumping him is like the needle in a haystack. So
it's like stumping Questlove.
Yeah, which is tough to do. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. You know where to find us. Thank you all so much for joining us for episode 398. We will be back next week with episode 399, one away from 400.
That's a lot of episodes.
But until then, we want everybody to be safe. If you can, get your vaccine. If you cannot, make sure you take precautions like wearing your mask and washing your hands.
And washing your butt. And then washing your hands after washing your butt.
Absolutely washing your hands after washing your butt. And most importantly, share the good word and keep it classic. And remember, until next week.
New school stale, old school fresh.